And we look forward to your next student assignment. Thank you. Now for our second student assignment, Sister Zane will be assisted by Sister Schoedher. Her theme is, what does atonement mean? And this is from the glossary in the New World Translation, page 1694. And her setting, one second here. Her setting is encouraging Bible reading by showing how to do it or how reading a specific book can benefit us.
Oh, Gayle, I'm so glad that you invited me in, and I brought you a gift today because I thought you would really appreciate it after all the little discussions that we have. And I brought you one of our New World Translations, so you have something to compare with what you have in other Bibles that you have. I know you have a few.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you.
You know, what I wanted to do, and that I thought you might really enjoy, is some of the features of this Bible. Mm-hmm. Now, I've got a part coming up this week on Thursday, and I certainly do invite you to come and watch me. But anyway, I wanted to show you a few things, and the word that I was given to have this part on is the word atonement. Anyway, so what I decided to do is it directs me to the glossary.
Okay.
And let me just show you where that is. It's in the very back of the Bible, and it's on page 1694.
Okay.
And maybe a few pages up there. But when we get to that, page 1694, under atonement, I was wondering if you would like to read what atonement means.
Okay, sure. In the Hebrew scriptures, the concept was connected with sacrifices that were made to allow people to approach God and worship Him. Under the Mosaic Law, sacrifices were made, particularly on the annual Day of Atonement, in order to effect reconciliation with God, despite the sins of individuals and of a whole nation. Those sacrifices pointed to Jesus' sacrifice, which completely atoned for mankind's sins, once for all time, giving people the opportunity to be reconciled to Jehovah.
Very nice reading. So let me just ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
Because, so what did atonement mean for the Hebrews at that time?
Well, it meant that they could offer sacrifices, and then they would be able to approach God and worship Him.
Mm-hmm. And through what type of sacrifices would the individuals be able to approach God in worship?
Well,
oh, surprise.
Yeah, it would be, well, they had animal sacrifices, didn't they?
They did, and they had other kinds also.
Okay.
Thank you. When were those sacrifices given?
Well, it says particularly on the Day of Atonement.
Yeah. And so those animal sacrifices, what did they actually point to?
Well, they point to Jesus' sacrifice because when He sacrificed His life once for all time.
Yes, and I know you know a lot about that. You've studied that. So the animal sacrifices ended in 33 CE when Christ died, and now individuals could take the opportunity to be reconciled to Jehovah. And there are a couple of scriptures there that we can look up.
Okay.
But I particularly just wanted to quickly just go to Hebrews 9:12.
Okay.
And that one, it gives us some synonyms that might help us. So let's go to Hebrews 9.
Okay.
Verse 12. And do you want to read that? Or?
Sure. It says, He entered into the holy place, not with the blood of goats and of young bulls, but with His own blood, once for all time, and obtained an everlasting deliverance for us.
Mm-hmm. So, just using that scripture, and again, wanting to show you a little bit more about this, is that when you look there under deliverance, and there's an asterisk there, can you see that at the end of 12? Well, when you look at the very bottom, what does it say about deliverance there at 9:12?
It says ransoming or redemption.
So kind of gives you a little bit better explanation of maybe atonement, and that's why it directs you to that. Well, then, if you look at the very end of Hebrews 12:9, there is a letter there, a very small letter. Can you see that?
I think that's a letter M.
Yes, it is. And then you'll see there's that column in the center. And I noticed a lot of Bibles don't have that, but this is so helpful. And when I look there, you see the letter M.
Mm-hmm.
How many scriptures are there?
3.
There's 3 scriptures. And so what happens there, then we can turn to that, and then we can look up more scriptures and get more involved in our explanation for what a particular item is. So if we go to the end, let's say we're going to look up atonement. Where will we go to look that up, maybe, if we don't understand that word?
In the glossary.
In the glossary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And again, in the center here, you can look up those scriptures and help verify what you know. So I hope you really enjoy this Bible. And then maybe next week I could come by. I could bring a special book for you.
Okay.
Thanks.